what it is, what it do. It's your boy Nziga, the good son, aka the king of self-esteem. I hope you're good. Hope your family is well. First and foremost, shout out to you. Much appreciated for you taking your time to listen to what I got for you. And today I just want to get right to it, man. A couple of years ago, I started my channel, started my podcast and all these other things. And a lot of people have been, also doing the same thing, and they've been, having all different kinds of success. But for me, I don't do any of my blogs or content or anything like that for clout or for followers or for the algorithm. But I do it in hope that it finds the person or the people that it needs to find. I do it for that person that feels alone, those people that feel alone. I do it, for those people who are in the corners, trying to heal and trying to find peace. And, God willing, I know that the content finds them. And, for me, just one person commenting on how, any of my content made them feel better, or made them challenge themselves, or, made them think in a different way. For me, that is success. And I appreciate everyone who continues to share and support. Always appreciate that. But yeah, let's get into what we need to get into today. And we're going to be, speaking just about some real stuff as usual, man. But before I get to the main thing, I just have to share some history, just for some context. So a long time ago now, after high school, I went to university, and, it was a beautiful experience, but overall, I failed. I failed my first year. My average wasn't good enough and things like that. So yeah, I failed. And, that was truly my first major failure in life. And personally, I was distraught. I was disappointed. I was hurt. But I was coping. I was managing. But what really hurt were the comments and the opinions of the people who I thought were on my side, the people who I thought had my back, family members, friends, and people who I shared a lot of positive energy with. Seeing their perception of me change hurt. Seeing some choosing to laugh, some choosing to distance themselves from me, some even, choosing to gloat instead of protecting and comforting me. That hurt. That hurt a lot. Those were some deep cuts. And probably ever since that time, I became, afraid of making any mistakes. Began, to become petrified of failure. And I believe, in situations like that, it's either you keep trying, you work harder and you overcompensate so that you never fail again, or you just don't try in hope of totally avoiding that failure. And I think for me, for a couple of years, I ended up, not trying in hope of avoiding failure. This was not a conscious decision by any means, but it was a decision, based on my history and my worldview at that time, and, the fear of feeling that pain of disappointing people I valued. That was, what led me to choosing to just say, you know what, I'm just not going to try, so that I can just avoid failure. If I don't even try, then I definitely cannot fail. And that was kind of the, subconscious mentality that it had. And it messed me up real good, because there was a lot of good opportunities available out there for me, not only professionally, academically, but also, in form of relationships as well. I was not putting in the proper effort in any of those aspects, especially not in my relationships. because I was like, yo, I do not want to disappoint these few people who I value. So I'm just gonna, put in minimal efforts that I don't disturb anyone's peace. But in doing that, I was not growing any of the relationships. And in fact, I began to isolate myself because I was hiding parts of me. And, I was becoming less and less happy because I was not doing anything. I was not pursuing things and my passions. I became, really dry from inside. And I became not such a good person to be around. And those were all the effects of me being afraid and fearful of failure, of doing things, of being me actually and expressing myself. I really ended up, losing out on a lot of good friendships. And, even romantically, there were people that I really felt could add to my life, and people who I believed, we had a good understanding with. But because I was afraid of, disappointing them, I was afraid of, being rejected, I never pursued any of those relationships. And, after long, precious years of doing nothing and not trying, I realized that, man, people's opinions of me don't matter. And, it's kind of sad that it took me years to realize this and really understand that, people's opinions of me are not my truth. It's just their opinions, and it's just commentary from their compromised view. It's not my truth. It's not the truth. They don't sit in my head and fight the internal and external battles that I do every single day. My happiness should have never and should never come from the outside, but it should come from what's inside of me. I know that now, and I fully realize that, this is how I can compete and overcome the external negativity of people's words, their opinions, and their standards. If someone decides to no longer want to be associated with me, I'm okay with that because it's their choice. They have their right to choose who's valuable to them. I have to accept that. I don't have to prove my value to them. It's their choice. They have their own ways of dictating on who is valuable to them. I have to respect that. But I also do not have to let that dictate my worth. And people's choices do not affect my worth and my value. They've got their own ways of deciding what's valuable. So for me, I look at life now and look at myself now, and I'm like, yes, I make mistakes, and I've made mistakes. Yes, I tripped and fell, but damn it, I'm still awesome. I'm still on top of my game in all the other aspects of my life. I'm still a great friend, a great brother, a great son. I'm still a great listener. I'm still the most supportive person you'll ever meet. I'm still a great entertainer. I'm still the funniest person you'll ever meet. I'm still smart. And, after having to go through everything I've been through, and realizing, just how unimportant people's opinions are, I became, more confident in myself. And, eventually I decided to get back to it. I decided to try again. I decided to put myself out there again. Being afraid to fail is one of the worst things, that you could do to yourself. Of course, fear is good because fear shows that you are alive. It shows that you are sane and you're able to calculate. But when that fear graduates, to being afraid, you are now at the mercy of that particular obstacle. And that's not how it should be. So I just want to say, to anyone who might relate in any way to that experience, you being afraid, you're not protecting yourself. it feels good to be stuck in a comfort zone and you'll be like, you know what, I just won't do anything and I'll be safe. But the truth is you are killing yourself more than other people's opinions can kill you, because you are killing your passions. You are shutting yourself up and you're not allowing yourself to express yourself, and you become a ticking time bomb within, because your whole passion gets locked up inside of you, and you become bitter, and you become angry, and you become frustrated, and you become a really horrible person, because so many emotions are stuck inside of you, because you're afraid to breathe and be you. We all deserve to be ourselves. We're all supposed to be ourselves. That's how we live. That's how we become alive. So I hope, whatever your situation is, I hope you're able to, go back to your past and uproot and, break down and, rebuild and reshape whatever broke you down back then, to the point where, you have become locked in your own mind. I hope you become freed. Because I tell you, being yourself, being comfortable in who you are, living, it's the best thing you could do for yourself. But I don't want to get carried away too much, but I'm just so passionate about this, because as always, this is my life too. And I really hope that whoever hears this heals, finds peace, and gets better. But regardless of whether you're going through this or you're not, please take care of yourself. Please be you, be you, because that's when you're the most beautiful. But thank you for tuning in, and I appreciate like, comment, share all of those good things so that it finds the people that it needs to find as well. From my side, much love. Take care. Peace.